Hello friends, welcome back. Now we will be studying the Assam in the perspective of integration of states, post-independence consolidation. So first the timeline. So there was a problem of illegal immigration in the Assam and due to the Bangladesh independence movement, and it did not stop even after the formation of Bangladesh. Okay, so there was some Assam agitation, between 1979 to 1985. 1985 is what is the year of the Assam Accord. So why between this? Because in 1979 there was it was found that there is an abrupt increase in the number of voters, in the Mangladai bypoll for Lok Sabha election held in 1979. So this was this was a region for which this All Assam Gun Sangram Parishad and All Assam Students Union (ASU), their demand was that illegal immigration should be identified, and illegal immigrants should be identified and expelled. Then it came this Assam Accord 1985. Who were the stakeholders signed by Indian government? ASU, all Assam Students Union, and All Assam Gun Sangram Parishad (AAGSP). Okay, leaders. So according to this, what happened? There are three heads. 1, 2, 3. First, those who had entered the Assam between 1951 to 1961. Why 1951 and 1961? Because 1951 was the year of the census. Okay. NRC in the Assam. Okay, so 1951 and 1961 were to be given full citizenship, including right to vote. Okay, for 51 to 61, full citizenship and right to vote. Those who have entered after 1971 were to be deported. 1971 deported. Okay, after 1971 deported. Those who came between 1961 to 1971 were to be denied voting rights for 10 years, but given all other citizenship rights. Okay, 61 to 71. They were to be denied voting rights for 10 years, but given all citizenship rights. It did not contain any specific mention of updating the NRC. Okay, so that was a catch, because if you will not update the NRC, then how will you get to know that who came when, and like this. So union government response. What was the union government response to the this Assam Accord? In the absence of express demand for updating the NRC of 1951, the government of India took no initiative in this regard. Okay, and instead it made tribunals and appellate courts under both the illegal migrants Act of 1983 and the Foreigner Tribunals Act of 1964. Okay, and this year I have to check how can it be 1983, because or maybe 1983. Yeah, so tripartite meeting happened between whom? Center, ASU and Assam government. It was decided that the Assam government will complete the process of dating the NRC within 2 years. Okay, in 2005. Okay, so within 2 years means by 2007 they will update the NRC. However, subsequently no serious efforts were taken. Then Supreme Court intervened in 2019. Supreme Court ordered the government to begin the updation of NRC in Assam. Okay, then NRC updation begins in 2014. Home Affairs, Ministry of Home Affairs then issued the notification on this regard in 2014. Okay, and updating National Register of Citizens, NRC in 1951. It is a register which covers persons enumerated during the 1951 census. It includes houses or holdings in the serial order, and also contains the names and numbers of people staying in the house on this. So objective behind updating and publishing the 1951 NRC: to compile a list of names of genuine Indian citizens. Okay, yes, of course, residing in Assam, and in the process detecting foreigners, especially Bangladeshis who have illegally entered the state after March 24, 1971. Criteria: NRC is being updated to include person or their descendants whose names were in the NRC 1951. Okay, this NRC which Supreme Court told, and then Home Ministry issued this notification in 2014 that we will update the NRC on the order, because of the order of the Supreme Court in 2009. Okay, so NRC is being updated. NRC is written to include the persons or descendants whose names were already in the NRC 1951 or in any of the electoral rolls to the midnight of 24th March 1971, or in any other admissible documents issued up to the midnight of 24th March 1971. So these names will be included in the updated NRC. Okay, first of all, 1951 NRC people and the descendants, and the persons who are already in some electoral role, or those who are carrying admissible documents. Okay, on 31st of December 2017, the first draft of NRC was published by the official Office of State Coordinator of NRC. So 3.29 crore residents of Assam applied, and out of which only 1.9 crore names have been included in the citizens at the initial list. So, what is the significance of this NRC? First of all, it gets published. It is itself a matter of get important, because since the Assam Accord in 1985, and there was an implicit or a reason to conduct the NRC, but central government was not conducting due to some reasons, and after the Supreme Court intervention, they finally managed to conduct the NRC, and they managed to publish the first draft. So it is itself a milestone. It will put to rest the wild speculation about the extent of the illegal migrants. Yeah, it will put to rest the wide speculations, in the context like whether how many illegal immigrants are there, where are they, how when they have come. And to some extent, it will prevent the demographic change in Assam due to influx of illegal immigrants. It will help in addressing the security challenge. Yes, there will always be security challenge when some other group of people who are entering into into other nation illegally. Okay, because they will not be having the required benefit of the legal migrants or refugee status. Okay, whatever, so they will not be able to sustain their livelihood, so they will tend to include in tend to do some wrong things in the society to get the livelihood. Okay, so it can also put an end to the resulting polarization that the political parties have been exploiting. Yes, political parties are exploiting that situation, that is how many Bangladeshis have come and we will kick them back, something like that. Okay, so identification concerns. Okay, so now NRC conducted, out of 3.29 crore, 1 point something were names were there. So, but there were some identification concerns, because some of the names of the member of a single family appeared on the list while other did not. Okay, single family, he is there, she is not there. Okay, something like that. It raises a doubt on the verification process, and due to the lack of proper documentation system in the country. Yeah, we do not have the this. We are not much concerned about the documents unless until we need them in case of any form submission, or in case of any utilizing any benefit of from the government, something like that. Okay, so what after identification, and even more important issue is what happens to those people whose names do not figure in the final NRC, or are declared illegal immigrants into the state. Deportation. But this is rhetoric. Bangladesh has always denied that their people have crossed the border and went into the India. So Bangladesh did not subscribe to the theory of illegal immigration. Okay, so government of India cannot do much except pushing a few illegal migrants across the border. So what after that, the residents instead of citizens. So since the deportation of legal migrants is not feasible, the only option before the government is to let them reside in the country or on humanitarian grounds, but after stripping them of all citizenship rights. Okay, the second option, that we will let them reside here, but we will not give them citizenship rights. What are the citizenship rights? There are few rights which are only given to the citizens of India, like Article 15, 16, 19, 20, 30. Fundamental rights are there, and there are some other legal rights also there. So 15, 16, 29, 15, 16, 19, 19, 30. Okay, so these are specific to the citizens of India only, and other fundamental rights are also to the citizen of India, but these are not included. These are not been given to the foreigners. Okay, so this is for citizens. So that this is like that. The second option is let them decide, but strip them of all the citizenship rights. This will be opposed by people of Assam who are at present protesting against the citizenship amendment bill. The point to be noted here, this Assamese are protesting against the citizenship amendment bill because they do not want any demographic change. They're protesting against both Hindu migrants and Muslim migrants. They have this Assamese, like something like Assamese. thing. But in all over India, like in Shahinbag, they are mainly protesting against the religious, this segregation of the Muslims. The Muslims are not being included in the citizenship amendment bill, no. So they are not considered as a persecuted minorities by the government, because all three nations from which the citizenship amendment bill is accepting the people are itself a Muslim majority nation. Okay. So, Citizenship Amendment Bill 2013. What is that? In 2019, Lok Sabha passed the CAA 2019 bill led to the protests across Northeast, particularly Assam. Slant features. So it amends the Citizenship Act 1955, selectively relaxing the eligibility rules for immigrants in getting Indian citizenship. Minority covers. So they identified six minority non-Muslims community, namely Hindu, Sikh, Jain, Buddhist, Christian, Parsis from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh. Okay, who came to India before 31st December 2014. So it has already thrown everything under the bus, like that date, 24th March 1971. This Assam Accord, no, Assam, they gave three things for the people between 51 to 61, 61 to 71, and after 71. They, according to it, after 71, people who came after 71 should be deported. But here, the Citizenship Amendment Bill brought back a new, cut-off date, 31st December 2014. Okay, so minimum residency period for citizenship under the existing Act, immigration must have lived in India for not less than 11 years, but bill relaxes this to not less than 6 years. Okay, for above immigrants. So argument against bill has led to the protest across Northeast, particularly Assam, from citizenship. Influential groups such as ASU, all Assam Students Union, and civil society organization, leading intellectuals, opposition parties, even BJP later and their allies. Illegal migration. Okay, communities in Assam fear that it would pave the way for granting citizenship mostly to illegal Hindu migrants from illegal Hindu migrants from Bangladesh who came after 1971. Okay, so yes, it is a genuine concern, because now the cutoff date is 31st December 2014. Okay, so shift in demography, they fear the shift in demography. Okay, as witnessed in the Assam and Tripura over the decades of migration. Impact on culture, they are fearing that Assam could become the second language, and the fear of loss of political and cultural rights of indigenous people, making indigenous population to become a minority in their own state. And Assam Accord 1985, the bill is in violation of the 1985 Assam Accord, which has set the March 25 1971 as a cutoff date for citizenship, irrespective of the religion. But according to the protesters, the bill proposes to protect illegal Bangladeshis who have come after 1971 also. Yes, in a way we can say that. So 71 to 2014. Okay, now the cutoff date is 2014 according to CAA. So NRC, and it negates the ongoing update of NRC also. Yeah, why are you updating the NRC if you have to bring this CA only? Because cutoff date is 2014, and just see who is Muslim, and okay, so it's like that. So it negates the negates the ongoing update of the NRC, which has which, I mean, this is their this is the point of view of the people. It negates the ongoing update of the NRC, which has also set March 1971 as the cutoff for citizenship. Religious discrimination. The bill proposes to grant citizenship on the basis of religion by discriminating against non-Muslims. Okay, this is the main point of view of the people who are majorly non-Assamese, like in Shaheen Bagh and other places on the India. This is discriminating against non-Muslims. Discrimination against non-Muslims. Okay, sorry. The bill proposes to grant citizenship. This is discrimination against Muslims. Okay, because the bill is granting citizenship to the non-Muslims. Okay, so the protesters have called it unconstitutional as Article 14. Okay, right to equality, that no one can be discriminated against on the grounds of religion. Okay, in this background, opposition parties have demanded it should be sent to a select committee. Okay, now argument by the union government in favor of this CAA. said the six communities face discrimination, religious persecution, and they have no place to go except India. Okay, it is being regarded as an atonement for the mistakes committed during partition. Okay, so bill is not just for Assam and Northeast. The Union government is saying the bill is not for um, this first point is, first point is directed towards the Shahinbag protesters, and second point is directed towards the this ASU and this Assam one. The bill is not bill is not just for Assam and Northeast, but it will apply to all states and UT of the country. The regularized immigrants would not be settled in Assam alone, but distributed among various states. There is no specific report on whether refugee migrant population from Bangladesh is causing unexpected demographic change or certain northeastern states. It would not affect the demography in large number. Okay, because bill will only benefit around 37 persons. Okay, belonging to such minority communities from these countries. Okay, who are staying in India on long-term visas. Okay, so concluding remark. Okay, such confrontation would undermine a hard-won peace. Yes, it will undermine the hard-won peace, because if you have done the Assam Accord, then you have to find ways to implement that Assam Accord. Not if it is not if it cannot be implemented in a full manner, then it can be implemented in pieces. Okay, so it will satisfy the various stakeholders there, like AASU and Assam Gan Sangram Parishad. Okay, so that thing, so it will undermine the hardened peace in Assam. The rise of fresh anger against center. Okay, so it will rise. It is this one is for directed towards the Assam. This is directed towards both Assam and the non-Assamese. Okay, and thus pragmatism should prevail. Government of India should read the warning signs and put the agitation, put the passage of CAA on hold after Citizenship Amendment Bill on hold and offer talks. Okay, so January 2019 they made a Clause 6 committee. First of all, what is Clause 6? So in January 2019, a high-level committee headed by MP Bej Barua IAS retired. Okay, to look into the implementation of Clause 6 of the Assam Accord of 1985. See, if it is in the Assam Accord, so it must be with the related to the indigenous people. There's some rights or whatever. Okay, so Clause 6 of the Assam Accord 1985. What is that? So Assam Accord of 1985 came at the culmination of the movement. Yeah, 1979 to 1985 against immigration from Bangladesh. Clause 6 was inserted to safeguard the socio-political rights. Of course, if you want to protect a community there, so you have to give them political rights, economic rights, social rights. Okay, so it is quite normal. Safeguard the social political rights, cultural and the culture of the indigenous people of Assam. Clause 6 reads, constitutional, legislative and administrative safeguards as may be appropriate shall be provided to protect, preserve and promote the culture, social and linguistic identity and heritage of the Assamese people. So what are the safeguards? What safeguards? They are saying that constitutional, legislation and administrative safeguards. So Assamese people are mentioned in Clause 6, who are most of stakeholders in the Assam Accord. Okay, who ASHU and Assam Gan Parishad, something, government of Assam and central government. So most of stakeholders agree that NRC 51, okay, should be taken as a cutoff for defining the Assamese people eligible for proposed safeguard. Okay, 1951 cutoff was a conclusion reached by subcommittee constituted in 1998, headed by G.K. Pillai also. Okay, then Joint Secretary Northeast. So they want 1955 cutoff to be, to determine the Assamese people, because after that many people came, many outsiders came there. So safeguards. Experts view safeguards as the reservation. What can be safeguards? Like reservation in electoral seats, land, political rights over natural resources, and production of culture of indigenous people. Okay. Others are also demanding legislation to ensure that only citizen in or prior to 1951 can purchase land. Okay. Only Assamese can purchase land. Similar laws should be put in place for jobs. Only Assamese could. So this is something radical, but it's okay. Demands are demand. We have to accommodate every demand. According under the guidance of the Constitution. Arunachal Pradesh entrust rights over natural resources on the basis of ethnic community. See, here it is already there. Rights over natural resources on the basis of ethnic community by Arunachal Pradesh. So they are giving the excuse with this. Okay, Manipur passed a bill not excuse me, they are the term is negative. Okay, just understand what I'm trying to say. This Manipur passed a bill in 2018 to define Manipuri people with 1951 as cutoff. Okay, Manipur uh, already passed a bill. Okay, in 2018. This is very latest in 2018 to define Manipuri people with the 1951 as cutoff. Okay, so opposition to recent step. According to Union Home Minister, this step has been taken because Clause 6 wasn't fully implemented. Clause 6 was why? What was Clause 6? Clause 6 was regarding the safeguards for the Assamese people. So Rajnath Singh was saying that it is not fully implemented. That's why we have brought the CEA, okay, to something to remove the illegal immigrants. Okay, yeah, Muslim immigrants who are doing demographic change according to them. Okay, so however, critics have described it as an effort to mislead people before pushing the citizenship bill 2016. The bill, which proposes to grant citizenship to non-Muslims immigrants from the three countries, including Bangladesh, has divided the residents of Brahmaputra Valley, mostly anti-bill, and Barak Valley pro-bill. So see, where is the Brahmaputra Valley? Okay, I downloaded a map there in the internet. So this is the Barak Valley here. Barak River passes from here, no? Something like this. Okay, Brahmaputra is like here, no? Like this. Okay, so see, I brought here. See, this is the Indian boundary. Okay, this is Barak. Huh? Here is you see this. Okay, Barak, and this is Brahmaputra. So this here people are opposing the bill, citizenship amendment bill, and here people are in support of bill. Means there must be some immigrants. Okay, that's what they're supporting majorly. I mean, just by logic. Okay. Later developments. Most of the members of the high level committee refused to be a part of this of it as a mark of protest against the center move to pass citizenship amendment bill. Okay, of the Bejburia committee, Bejburua. What this one? So in this background, February 2019, NDA government said that Clause 6 committee, Clause 6 committee, not Bejburia, Clause 6 committee for implementation of the Assam Accord will be reconstituted. Okay. So Bejburua was heading this Clause 6 committee. Okay, so they were against the CAA. Most of the members of the high level committee refused to be part of it, as a mark of protest. So government is telling that we will reconstitute the committee. How to implement, or what can be the safeguards for the Assamese. Okay, so I think this is enough. Thank